For millions of children, abuse, neglect, exploitation, and violence is part of everyday life. Children are often put in institutions because their families are too poor to look after them and send them to school, or as a result of HIV and AIDS or emergency situations. Institutions cut children off from their families and communities. Many are unregulated and unsafe, and children are vulnerable to violence, abuse, and neglect.
Nama saya Nilamini Acaya Dewi Putri Awoy, umur saya 9 tahun. Waktu saya dikirim ke panti, umur saya 5 tahun. Karena maminya tidak punya uang dan ayah sudah tidak ada.
Save the Children believes all children have the right to grow up in a safe family environment. We support families and communities to stop violence and abuse. We offer parental education and provide livelihood opportunities so families can better care for their children and will not need to separate. We advocate for investment in family-based care options instead of sending children to institutions.
Saya kangen sama adik dan mami, terus saya bilang ke Pak Yanto dan Pak Yanto menghubungi mami. Mami langsung menjemput saya di panti. Perasaan saya senang ketemu lagi dengan mami dan adik.
Girls and boys move or migrate to find a job, to get an education, or to escape conflict, disasters, or family violence. Many children are also trafficked. Sometimes children move with their families, but many move alone. These children are at risk of sexual violence and labor exploitation.
My name is and I come from a small town in Midlands, Peru, in Zimbabwe. And I'm 16 years of age, and I came here to South Africa when I was 12 in 2007. And I came here to look for a person who can further my education. When I came to South Africa, I came alone, and I slept at the showgrounds for a week until Save the Children spotted me from the showgrounds, got me into the shelter.
Save the Children supports peer education about unsafe migration. We work with families, communities, and employers to change attitudes towards violence. We provide support to families so they can gain sustainable livelihoods and help children on the move access legal services and new opportunities. We advocate so children on the move have the same rights as national children.
Yeah, first time I met Save the Children, they got an interview with me and they helped me to have documents for me to become like other kids. And also, as I wasn't attending school, they had informal education for me, and also they bought me clothes, and they also brought me to the shelters where other kids were staying. Yeah, after Save the Children helped me, my life has really changed because I'm now a person, and I now see the light, the light of my life.
In the aftermath of a natural disaster or during armed conflict, children often experience psychological distress and physical harm. In emergency situations, children are more at risk of being recruited into armed forces, abducted, trafficked, or sexually abused and exploited. During and after an emergency situation, children may be separated from their parents.
أنا اسمي معاذ وعمري 14 سنة. هاي بيتنا اللي انقصف. لما انقصف البيت حسينا نفسنا كلنا حنموت، بس أمي استشهدت وأنا وأخواني اتصابنا، يعني حسينا الدنيا من حوالينا كلها انهدمت، ما عرفنا ونحن.
During emergency situations, Save the Children prevents families from separating and supports family reunification and reintegration. We prevent sexual violence and stop children from being recruited or abducted into armed groups. We provide psychosocial support to children affected by emergencies. We train humanitarian workers on child rights and child protection and advocate for increased funding for child protection in emergencies.
أكثر مكان كنت أحب أجي عليه هنا الجمعية. كنت لما أجي أجلس لوحدي ما أحبش ألعب مع الأولاد. بعد فترة صرت أحب ألعب وصرت كل يوم أجي عشان ألعب مع الأولاد لأنه بنحس بالأمان أكثر.